Hello and welcome to the second episode of Irish Rowing Podcast. I am your host, Niamh Hayes. First, a message from our sponsors. Faster Masters Rowing has published two new standalone training programs. Designed to take you into a competition, there is one program for long distance head races and one program for 1,000 metre side-by-side racing. Each lasts 12 weeks and is designed to fit around the busy lives of Masters athletes. They comprise 3 core sessions a week, which everyone should do, and then there are up to 3 additional sessions, which you can do as your time and schedule allow. Detailed explanations are included for all session intensities and the work pieces, so you know what each is going to help you improve. Weekday training is designed to be completed within an hour on the water. Buy your program at rowing.chat/sponsor/12-week training. Are you a Masters rower who needs a coaching boost? Many Masters do not get regular coaching. Learn to row faster at the Pre-Gull Rowing Camp. These camps offer coaching by experienced world-class coaches. Working in a small group, you are guaranteed personalised coaching and recommendations. There is individual video analysis. Learn how to understand rowing data and use it to row faster. Boats are supplied. They are new Wintec and fluid design shells. Train on a quiet 3-kilometre long rowing lake in Brno in the Czech Republic. It's not far from Prague and Vienna airports. The first camp in July 2020 can be combined with the Open Czech Masters Regatta. This is one of the largest Masters regattas in Europe. The second camp is in August 2020 and is an ideal preparation for the World Rowing Masters Regatta in nearby Ottensheim, Austria. More information at pregullrowing.com. Now on with the show. In this episode, I will look back at the Irish Indoor Rowing Championships and chat to Joe Cantillon of RowFit about how the competition went. I will look at the World Indoor Rowing Championships to see how the Irish athletes performed in Paris, as well as other news and events from around the country. So first up, the Irish Indoor Rowing Championships were held at the University of Limerick Sports Arena on January 25th last. There were a total of 1,714 entries, with many athletes doing multiple races. The biggest entry was in the 500-metre race, with 597 rowers competing in categories from junior 13 right up to 60 plus. 444 rowers competed in the 2,000-metre race, from junior 16 up to 70 plus. There was also a 1,000-metre race with 223 entries, from junior 15 right up to 75 plus. In the timed pieces, 84 junior 13s competed for 3 minutes, 123 junior 14s rowed 4 minutes, and 136 junior 15s rowed 5 minutes. 3 athletes took part in the inclusive row category, while there were a total of 104 teams entered in the various relay categories. It was the first time that a senior mixed relay event took place at the Irish Indoor Rowing Championships, and that was won by former Olympian and world champion Niall O'Toole's crew class team. So the Irish Indoor Rowing Championships forms part of the trial process for the high performance athletes, and so most of them were there, and their performances certainly did not disappoint those of us who were watching. So reigning world champion Sunita Puspur rowed 2,000 metres in a time of 6 minutes, 34.5 seconds, knocking 1.4 seconds off her time from the previous year, and also setting a new Irish record. So while 1.4 seconds may not sound like much to people who don't really know much about rowing, when you get to that level of athleticism that Sunita's at, that is a huge improvement, and it just shows that her training regime is certainly paying off. So well done, Sunita. Another Irish record was set by former Olympic silver medalist Paul O'Donovan. So he was wearing his UCC colours and rowed 2,000 metres in a time of 6 minutes, 4.8 seconds, also knocking 1.4 seconds off his time from last year. Paul's technique on the erg raised a few eyebrows amongst the crowd, and anyone who was there and listening to this will know what I'm talking about. So rather than going down and away at the end of the stroke with his hands, he was going up and away. And making lots of noise with the chain. So perhaps there's something in that, because it's certainly working for him. And that lightweight men's race was a great spectacle with 7 rowers lining up against each other, 4 of whom were wearing the Skibbereen colours and being carefully watched by coach Dominic Casey. So they all finished within seconds of each other. And as we all know, Ireland has already qualified a lightweight men's double for this year's Olympics. And so with seats still up for grabs, it's going to be an interesting few weeks for those athletes because they are so close in time. Then the women's open category was another race that attracted huge attention. As well as Sunita, 9 other athletes lined up for the 2K race. Rowkyo of UCC was less than 7 seconds behind Sunita, setting a new Irish record as well in the 19 to 29 age category with a time of 6 minutes 41.4 seconds. Other high performance athletes, including Fiona Murta, Emer Lam, Natalie Long, Monika Dukerska, and Aileen Crowley, they all put in huge, really well performances. So I spoke to Joe Cantillon of Rowfish, who runs the event, just as the day was coming to an end.
Okay, so the last race is just finished. The last of the medals have been given out. How did the day go overall?
It's not over yet. I get asked that question plenty during the day. How do you think it's going and so on? And I tend not to process it until the day is done. Another 4 hours. So when I finish tonight and I sit down and I either have a beer or have a Chinese or put the feet up, then I could answer that question. But so far, so good. With 2 world records, I think, with several Irish records. All the Olympians that were capable came and they all excelled, or Paul broke his record. Sunita is on track. Phil Doyle broke another record, 5:51. It's a very good record to beat. He's the heavyweight half of the heavyweight double, himself and Ronan Doyle. So they're all here. They were all rowing. They all did it. They've all grown up in this system, and they seem to have a good day. They're all smiling at the end of it. So I think that's pretty good.
And overall, what were numbers like this year compared to other years?
We're up again. Every year we seem to just lift a little bit. There was one big jump there a few years back, but every year we go a couple of hundred more. It's getting big. Everyone knows what to expect now. So they actually turn up at the right time or don't, as the case may be, in some minor instance. But most people tend to know what's coming. They like it finishing bang on time because it's probably the only event they go to where it finishes to the minute. We pride ourselves in a perverse way in getting it finished to the minute because we can, and it's something that people really enjoy. The regimentation element of it, they like that. Rowers like that, and they know that things are fair, time is right, and there's a stability to the event. So yeah, it went well. I'm happy.
I can't imagine the amount of backroom work that goes on to make it that seamless, because I'm a rower, and to me, everything just, the time you race, you just rock on, but the amount of work that goes behind that, it must be amazing.
Yeah, it's huge. It's I run an event in November, which helps me to kind of try run this. Then over Christmas, it's in the back of my mind. I have 3 small kids, and I'm always tipping away with little things that I can do. But then realistically, the beginning of January, I start getting down to it, and that's 25 days ago. Mm-hmm. So then on the 15th, it's big hours every day from the 15th straight through to the 2 or 3 days time, because it's not over now. I have to get those results sorted, and then the hours are huge. There's a lot of late nights, but I've learned to pace myself, and I find as well that it's all down to just slowing yourself down and unfortunately keeping an eye out for detail. When people enter, if they enter incorrectly, you try and help them out, but sometimes you can't just do that. So I put a lot of it back on people once I've done the work, and I ask people to check their own entries, and it seems to work out. But the backroom stuff, nice that you acknowledge it.
And you said numbers are up this year. Are you finding that more non-rowers are entering?
Yeah, definitely. That guy there, that's Neil O'Toole. He was a former Olympian and world champion. He runs a thing called Crew Class, which is actually pushing people toward this kind of stuff. And I had an eye on that. I used to run classes myself, and I used to say to people, we can make like CrossFit and all that, use the ergs a lot. So yeah, there are a lot more people getting involved from that perspective, and it's nice. I mean, it's great. You have Damien Brown, who's an ex-professional rugby player, who's getting into it. You have guys running across the Channel the Atlantic, who are getting into it. you've got guys who are new to rowing in a very late stage of their life, and they're getting into indoor rowing. So it's definitely and I think as well, and I suffice to say, I try and run a quality event so people want to come to it. Hopefully they have a bit of fun here.
And it must help, of course, that you do have the high performance athletes coming, and you could see the crowds that gather around watching them.
It helps definitely. I mean, it's something that day one I thought that we would. I started these events. I used to coach in St. Michael's. I started these events because I had kids who couldn't get their head around competing, and this was a dry run. It's indoor run. So then entering, then their parents turning up on time. It was a dry run. And I found a lot of people found the dry runs tough. So if they find that tough, well, wait till they get on the water, a regatta, right? So the high performance guys, if they turn up, you get people at one end of the corridor looking at people at the other end of the corridor, 2 or 3 years in advance who are Olympic medal hopefuls. And they're like, oh my God, I can sit on the same erg and I can do this and I can do that. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go along and compete? The other side of it is, of course, you see a lot of it. Let's say the O'Donovans, you see them. You can stand 6 feet away from him performing an Olympic level performance on an erg, in a gym, or in an arena in Limerick. I mean, that's kind of cool, So, and it takes a lot of, kind of making them happy too. I mean, we can't just mandate that they come, even though that's kind of part of it. But the fact that they turn up, I mean, they're popularizing rowing, which in turn has this growth effect from the 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds and so on.
A lot of people were commenting on Paul O'Donovan's technique today. Do you watch him on the erg? Did you see?
I have to sell all these ergs. I will have to investigate whether that erg is okay. His power is immense, right? But that technique is interesting, and he probably exerts more power in the backward drive than most people. So it's a different technique. Right? It's pretty loud. So he did a great job there. I mean, he 604, wasn't it? 609? 604. It's pretty good. I mean, so it must work for him. So well done, Paul.
So what's next for you? Will it be November again? Are you looking?
What are you going to do after graduation? I'm going to stay up all night. I have a lot of work servicing ergs and boats and oars and stuff. I have all that to do. The next event I host will be November, but I do host kind of charity events. I've been doing little things like fighting eating disorder in Belfast. I did one of those, or we ran one in a CrossFit number 17 training. It's in Dublin. So there's things like that I'm exploring that would use the same technology and the same type of people and the same setups. So I'll be doing that and heading over to a few regattas and stuff. November, then we'll rush around, and suddenly I'll be back here having a second conversation with you, talking about the last year and how many goals we won at the Olympics.
Hopefully, yes. Thank you so much, and well done on today. It was a seamless event.
Thank you very much. That's a nice compliment.
That was Joe Cantillon of Rowfit speaking to me at the Irish Indoor Rowing Championships. And one person that he did mention was Damien Brown, and he definitely had some notable performances. So people might know him as being a former professional rugby player, as well as rowing across the Atlantic solo at the end of 2017 and start of 2018. So he set 2 new Irish records, firstly in the 2,000 metre race with a time of 6 minutes 2.7 seconds, and secondly in the 500 metre race with a time of 1 minute 15.5 seconds. And there were lots of other records set, including from Sarah Kennedy, Olin Bradley, Niamh Lynch, Paul Gallen, Holly Davis, John Carney and Jessica Legracy. So well done to everyone who took part, and more information on all those results, the full set of results, can be found at iirc.ie. Then a few weeks later, 22 Irish athletes headed for Paris for the World Rowing Indoor Championships. This was held at Coubertin Stadium on the 7th and 8th of February. So Friday saw the 500 metre races taking place, with 11 Irish athletes taking to the stadium floor. I myself was one of those, finishing 4th in the lightweight women's open race. I had missed the weight at the Irish Indoor Rowing Championships 2 weeks earlier, so I had to put my head down and stay away from the croissants when I landed over in Paris, making sure that I hit the weight. So then Saturday saw the 2,000 metre race and relay races taking place. 20 Irish athletes took part in the 2,000 metre race, with 16 of those finishing within the top 20 of their category, which, to be honest, it's an incredible feat with the calibre of athletes that were there. Like, the people we were up against there was a lot of high performance full-time athletes. So well done to everyone there. And it was also the first year of a senior mixed relay race. So Ireland had one team taking part. Again, I myself was part of that team, along with Petra Klepenisova, David Duggan and Kevin Doherty. And while we had 2 men and 2 women on our team, as we thought was standard in a mixed relay race, a lot of the teams had 3 men and 1 woman, and so they were obviously at an advantage with that. But still, we managed to finish in a respectable 31st place out of 77 teams in that category. So the relay itself, it was quite interesting, as we would have been used to the 4 rowers all being around the erg, 1 rowing, 2 holding the feet down, and 1 getting ready to jump on next. But this race was a little bit different, so it involved all 4 rowers standing behind a line which was 5 metres behind the erg. When the buzzer went, the first rower had to run to the erg, place the baton into a box that was behind it, strap themselves in, and rowed 250 metres as fast as possible, got up, picked up the baton, ran back to the line, and passed it on to the next rower. So after the 4 rowers were done rowing 250 metres each, it went back to the first rower, and they did it all over again. So while we were strapping our feet in, as we thought we were meant to do, we noticed that the fastest teams were just placing their feet on the foot plates and rowing without tightening the straps. So maybe it's some food for thought for next year. Anyway, the format, definitely, it was very viewer friendly, and actually all the races are available to watch on the World Rowing FISA YouTube channel. And it's great to see the number of Irish athletes going to these events increasing every year. And we are seeing more and more non-rowers competing. Some people are members of gyms, others just train at home. Either way, it's great to see this side of the sport growing. Next up, the Echo Women in Sport Awards were held on the 31st of January at the Cork Airport Hotel, celebrating Cork's athletes. Sunita Puspor received the Outstanding Achievement Award after the incredible year she had in 2019. Also on the day, Emily Hegarty and Tara Hanlon, they were also honoured. So they were both part of the women's 4 that came 10th at the World Championships in Austria, and they also came 2nd at the Under-23 World Championships in Florida in the women's 4 last year. So congratulations to all 3 of them. And also recently, Katie O'Brien won the Young Athlete of the Year at the Her Sports Awards. She's a 23-year-old athlete who came 3rd in the PR2 women's single at the World Championships in Austria last year. So congratulations also to her. And also a note to congratulate all the coastal and offshore rowers that have been nominated and honoured at the various county sports awards around the country recently. The next set of high performance trials were due to take place this past weekend, but unfortunately, due to the bad weather, they had to be cancelled. There was 10 senior women, 3 senior men, 7 lightweight women, 8 lightweight men, 11 under-23 heavyweight men, 2 under-23 women, 8 under-23 lightweight men, 12 junior men and 14 junior women had all been invited to take part in the trials. But some of the high performance athletes had been at a training camp in Italy, so the women's sweep senior team remained on there over the weekend to complete their trials, while all other athletes will be facing theirs now at the National Rowing Centre in the coming weeks, depending on weather conditions. And unfortunately, due to the recent bad weather that we've been having all across the country, it's played havoc on rowing events right around Ireland, with some events that were cancelled were Muckross Head of River, Lagan Scullers Head, New Ross and Sligo Heads. They were all cancelled in the last few weeks. And the first Offshore Regatta, which was due to take place at Inchydoney Beach by Ring Rowing Club this past weekend, was also cancelled. Next up, any clubs wishing to be eligible to compete at the Irish Rowing Championships or the Schools and Colleges Regatta this year, they must affiliate to Rowing Ireland by the 1st of March, so that date is coming up shortly. Also, the Irish Schools Regatta will take place this year on Sunday the 19th of April at Lough Rinn, and volunteers are required to help out, so you can email connachtbranch@rowingireland.ie if you think you can help out. Rowing Ireland has just launched Rowkyo. This is an initiative designed to support clubs and help manage the inevitable interest in the sport in the run-up to the Olympics. So there's always an increased interest in different sports around Olympics time. And this was very evident back in 2016 when Paul and Gary O'Donovan won the silver medal. Rowing clubs across the country were inundated with new members, and that went for both river, coastal and offshore rowing clubs. So in anticipation of this happening again, Rowing Ireland has come up with this initiative, and when clubs sign up to Rowkyo, they will receive workshops and coaching courses, branded promotional material, planning and support to organise learn to row sessions, media packs, clubs and events promotion through the Rowing Ireland website and social media pages, and support in activating women in your club. There will also be lots of events surrounding Rowkyo, including a schools challenge, Get Going, Get Rowing indoor blitz, and a splash and dash. Rowkyo Recreational Rowing Weekend will also be held. There will be screenings of the Olympic Regatta at the clubs and a festival of rowing. So clubs can sign up to Rowkyo by the 30th of April on rowingireland.ie/clubs, and you'll find the link there. So some events that are coming up shortly in the next month or so include Cork Head on the 29th of February, Lagan Head on that same date, Erne Head on the 7th of March, Corb Head of River on the 14th, and St. Michael's Head of River on the 21st of March. The rescheduled Offshore Regatta at Inchydoney Beach, which is being held by Ring Rowing Club, will take place on the 7th of March. Courtmacsherry Offshore Regatta is scheduled for the 22nd of March, and Myris Rowing Club's Offshore and Coastal Time Trials will be held on the 28th of March. So lots of events coming up over the next month or so. And in keeping with the earlier theme of indoor rowing, the World Rowing Virtual Indoor Sprints are coming up between the 4th and the 8th of March. So this can be done anywhere in the world. All you need is a Concept 2 indoor rower. Just make sure it's a model A to E and not a dynamic or on slides. So all you have to do is row 1,000 metres and enter your time on your Concept 2 online logbook by 12 o'clock on the 10th of March. And so this can be done at home, at your club or your gym or your school. And if a group of you from your gym, club or school want to get involved, you can send group results by email to ranking@concept2.com and just use the official result form. And if you submit 10 or more results from an event held by your club or team, you'll be entered into a raffle for a new indoor rower for your facility. And for each additional 10 entries, you'll get an extra ticket in the raffle. So medals for this virtual sprint will be awarded to the top 3 male and female times in each category. And so those categories include Junior 12 and under, Junior 13 to 14, Junior 15 to 16, Junior 17 to 18, 19 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, and 80 plus. Lightweight categories are also offered from 19 onwards, and there's also power events including PR3, PR2, and PR1, as well as specific age categories, which are the same as the ones I mentioned above. So for more information on the World Rowing Virtual Indoor Sprints, check out the World Rowing website. So that is it for this episode. This show would not be possible without the support of our sponsors, Faster Masters 12-week programs and pre-gull rowing camps. Find out more at rowing.chat/sponsors. Irish Rowing Podcast is part of the Rowing Chat Network. Get email notification of our new shows by joining our mailing list at www.rowing.chat. Listen to other shows in the network wherever you get your podcasts, and please leave us a review. It helps to spread the word around the global rowing community. Until next time, goodbye.